your wedding day. Such memories. Your smiling face, the love in her eyes, promising of a lifelong journey of understanding and support. So what the fuck happened? You out the house, she got the car, and you're recovering on your homeboy's couch, or even worse, in your parents' basement. Life after marriage is not something most men are prepared for. Many don't even talk about the issues that affected what was supposed to be one of the best things that ever happened. What now? How does your life start over? It's time to talk about it. The Lame Show starts now.
Welcome to The Lame Show, Life After Marriage Ends. We're your hosts, Daniil, Drew, Jamal, Kier, and Goran.
Yo.
Today we're asking a question. Who's responsible for birth control? Is it the men or the ladies?
Aha. Somebody's got to be responsible, right?
Somebody got to be an adult out here.
When I last checked, no one at this table is being responsible.
That's why we're going to find out.
We are shooting up every club we're in.
Speak for yourself. You ain't shooting up every club.
No.
And it's hard, like, after you get married, going back to condoms, it's not something you want to do. And then it's like, women don't like condoms, and they feel closer to you. And then, you ever said, like, having sex with a woman says, come in me? It's like, they want that emotional connection. And it's like, you can't come in with a condom on. So I think it depends on the relationship. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, like, you've never had a woman tell you, come in me?
Those three little words.
Yeah, see?
If this was
Fuck
TV,
dude,
right?
caught a flashback in that moment. He said, nah, y'all didn't see the bird. He said,
Talking about those three little words.
demeanor change. Yep.
The three words, go ahead, daddy.
Wow. So.
but do you want it? It's not our, we don't give a fuck. But do you want that woman to be responsible? Like, say, like, 2 months in, y'all fucking, and she says, take the condom off.
Well, there's
you?
other forms of birth control that are on the women's behalf, right?
Do you care that she's not being exclusive with you and letting other men come in there?
Wow.
Now we give a fuck.
I think you triggered a triggering statement.
Yeah. So when you play Russian roulette with your dick, you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Might land on red.
Your dick that special, huh? You think so? What do you think?
It depends. If you don't want kids, it's the person who doesn't want kids' responsibility to be on birth control. Whoever the party is who doesn't want kids, that person is responsible for birth
So
control.
Drew taking it back to what's the meaning of sex, and that's to have kids.
Yes. Think of it that if so put it like this: if you're a man,
Right.
and you do not want kids, you should not be having unprotected sex, because once you
Unless you get a vasectomy.
once you finish inside of a woman, your rights are done.
That's true.
No.
Like you have no say after that.
Or you might take this, look at it from this perspective. I'm fine seeing that little motherfucker when he's 18 because I'm running.
You can, but that family court gonna have you fucking have your ass.
Judy.
How she don't know? You
better
know my
go back
last
to Turkey.
name. She don't know my. She don't know my social. Yo, it's just like you cannot. I agree with you. Like if you don't want kids, you should strap up. But a lot of us are heat of the moment. Like it feels a lot better.
But again, once you nut inside someone, you have no say after that. You're done.
Right.
Now you're at the mercy of her because you can't tell a woman what to do with her body.
And the family court.
And the family court, yes, sir. And the family court.
So should it be the guy's responsibility? Is that
It's
what you're saying?
absolutely the guy's responsibility.
Well, you're at the mercy of a family court. But if you got a little screws loose, she's at the mercy of the staircase. She walks by with me. So,
Wow.
And you're at the mercy of the CEO at Rikers.
And this shit is being recorded.
You're at the mercy of Bubba in the
quality control.
But no, it's like, yo, if you everybody takes that chance. The same thing like with diseases. It's like, yo, everybody thinks KID is the one you need to be looking after. It's STD.
Yes. You got KID?
Yeah.
There are those things called STDs still out there.
Bitch gave me something. What? KID.
Then she gave it to me again. KIDS.
KIDS. God damn it.
I mean, so it seems like
So do women have any responsibility when it comes to birth control?
that's where I was going with it.
Nope, they don't.
They have no responsibility?
Nope,
None.
nope.
They gotta protect themselves.
They do, but when it comes to birth, it's up to the man,
So my last child
in my opinion.
was an IUD baby. So she had IUD.
yeah,
Look at you. She got the match.
His heart rate just changed.
We get reactions today, boy.
Everybody's face got mad straight. Like,
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
That can happen.
That can happen.
What?
Yes. My fishy swam
What'd you do,
through.
Ball?
Nothing. It was a
Super sperm.
great night.
It's great.
Great night.
Bruh.
And it's one of those sessions that was like, yo, we made a baby. But we really
You
didn't
knew
make a
it,
baby.
right?
Isn't that 100% though? IUD?
No.
No.
Bro,
No.
I just saw
No,
my
65.
No birth control is 100%.
I just saw my 50s flash before my eyes. I was like, good lord.
Like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
I'm going to be 60 at a high school graduation.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, even
I'm like, oh,
condoms
yeah,
have a high fill rate.
grandbaby here? And you're like,
Yeah.
no, that's my child.
So you can look at it from that perspective, but yo, everything's not.
You just fucked up my traveling plan.
That's scary.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's real
it-
scary.
It can
Yeah.
happen.
No form of birth control. What about a vasectomy? Is that 100%?
No, it's not
Fail
100%.
proof?
What?
That's not
Yeah,
100%.
my neighbor had
What's
a
the percentage?
vasectomy.
It's up there. It's all right. So
90s?
changed
so
your
Nah, I'm still going to that. I'm still going to that appointment. Don't
Yep.
get it fucked
We gonna
up.
talk about that in a minute.
So I'll
Go ahead, G.
educate everybody here. So when I went for my appointment, so as everyone knows on the show, I'm vaccinated, right?
Vaccinated.
From KIDS?
Vaccinated from KIDS.
Vaccinated for KID.
It ain't mine.
You vaccinated from future family court appointments.
It ain't mine.
Judge Judy
Shit.
won't be seeing you?
Nope.
Nope. So the doctor said, after they do the surgery, there's a time period you have to wait.
2 months.
And then after that time period, you should come back yearly and do a sperm sample. You should, put a sample in a cup,
Analysis.
and they should analyze it to see if there are active sperm there, because the human body wants to reconnect. So the tube that they cut can actually grow back.
Yeah.
And open up?
No,
Yeah.
it'll grow back, and then
And then the super
plug will
sperm
be
just
flowing.
start flowing again.
You won't be vaccinated anymore.
Wow.
And then if you shoot up the club, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right, right. So the doctor that I had, he was, one of the best at doing the procedure, and he did it in a certain way to where you take a lot more of the tube on each side, so there's a less of chance for him to grow back.
So you got the best.
I went to the best.
So I have a question because I'm about to make that appointment.
Mhm.
So now, when you have sex, right? When you bust, does nothing come out? Like, how does that work? Like, how does that work?
How does that work? How does that work? No.
Yo, like you bust it.
I wanted to ask, but
like
I felt stupid asking. So I'm
You
glad.
gotta ask.
No.
It's so busy.
No,
like
it's
you just bust
just,
it.
hey, it's just clear liquid. It's just clear
I've been
liquid.
down to ask somebody that, but I was kind of.
No, I'm gonna ask the question.
Yeah.
Yep. Nah. Yeah. So the volume is reduced. So it's not as much as it would have been normally, but it still feels the same.
So does it look the same?
It looks the same.
Looks the same?
Looks the same.
Looks the same.
Feels the same. It's just not as much.
How does it look the same if the tube's cut?
Because to the naked eye, you can't see.
Oh,
what
got
you're
it.
seeing is what carries the sperm, right? It's not actually.
It's not the swimmers.
It's not the swimmer.
So
Yeah, you thought that cloud was just a bunch of little motherfuckers in there like
Damn.
this. Oh, shit, nigga.
So
Niggas grew
she says,
today.
"Come on my back." You don't see a river. You just see raindrops.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, and for me, I didn't even notice the reduction, but that's what the doctor said. He's like, if you notice a reduction, that's why.
But did she?
Did she notice anything on changes?
No.
Did she say it tastes different?
It was that pineapple.
I'm serious. Like you never had that conversation.
You took out one of the
what it
ingredients.
tastes
I get it,
like?
more. What one of the
Like, they be
ingredients
like,
is
yo,
missing?
like,
coffee.
She's like,
Like what you been eating? Your sperm is kind of bitter. Like what you been eating?
like, there's no movement in my mouth anymore.
Yeah.
Pause.
Like you took out some of the salt. This tastes kind of bland.
Like, has she had sex with you before vasectomy or after, prior to the vasectomy, compared to?
No.
Okay, so she couldn't tell you how it tastes
Yeah,
before.
When did you get it? After your marriage or during your marriage?
Well, yeah, while I was married. Yep. So.
Oh, so she could tell you, but y'all never had that conversation. I have these conversations with people.
No, we never sat down and say, "Is it different?"
So
Did
So
she know
flavor
you were
is it?
getting one?
Kinda, sorta.
You talked about it previously. I think.
I
on
remember-
something.
I remember-
is
yeah, I
that
remember
you know, my ex and I, you know, we differed on children, right? So I've got 2 beautiful children that I love to death, and you know we've gone through some stuff with children where I don't want to put myself or her in that position again.
Mhm.
So I wanted to do it. She wanted to potentially have more children down the line, so we were at an impasse.
Right.
But you know, at the end of the day, I made the decision to go and do it.
You did
For
the,
yourself.
you did the abortion argument.
Did she know you? Did she know
It's
you were
my
going to go do
body.
it?
Yeah, because I told her, like, all right, I made my appointment and I'm going, to get it done. And she was a little taken back, like, oh, you're serious? Like, you're going through with this? And I'm like, I'm serious. I'm going through with it. So she actually took me to the appointment.
Oh, okay.
So we went and I had it done. I mean, listen, fellas, it's an easy procedure. It takes all of 15 minutes. The recovery is, quick. I mean,
Yeah, what's the recovery like?
a little soreness.
How long you sitting on the bench for?
But like they said, after a week or so. But then the doctor's like, you should get back into it right away because you want
It ain't gonna work.
You want to make sure everything's working and
You want to basically release those guys out of the system, out of the faucet. You know what I'm saying?
In stragglers.
Yeah, you still have
stragglers.
residual, yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10. What was the pain like afterwards?
Ooh, good question.
3, 4. I mean, it's like I mean, if anyone has stitches before, you cut yourself and you need this couple of stitches. That's all. Because they to get graphic, they take your nuts and then
They cut your nuts off?
in the doctor's hands, and he makes a little incision, and then he goes in and gets
Pause.
the tube.
Man, I can't.
But he takes your nuts out and puts it back in?
See? you Drew
done cancel his appointment. He said, "Oh, cancel."
Drew's canceling his appointment today.
I mean, you're fully awake. You're just numb down
I don't
there.
want to see nothing.
I
bro.
don't want to
I
know.
don't look.
No,
And
put
you can
my ass to
watch if
sleep.
you want, but yeah, I mean,
I
he
can't
puts a
look.
little incision. He
Mm.
goes in, he pulls out the tube, he clips the tube, he takes these 2 little metal things, and where he spliced it, he clips the tubes down, and then once those 2 are down, then he pushes everything back in.
Wait, does the metal thing inside your nuts?
Yeah. I can feel them.
What?
So hold up. So when you go
You
to
can feel
the airport,
metal
they
shit?
be buzzing down there?
It could. I don't know.
Feel that steel, baby?
Got iron balls.
Iron balls.
When you go through the airport, do they ever stop you and be like, "Oh, sir,
wait,
hey,
what's
what's
this?
what's this shit right here?" Like,
I'm like, yeah. No, it's
Implant.
you know how so real talk, men, we're supposed to check for testicular cancer. So when I'm in the shower and I'm checking for testicular cancer, I can tell where those metal clips are. Yep, you can feel them. Yeah, they're there. Now, the one only side effect that that I from time to time is there's a nerve there.
Oh,
You
shit.
know, I mean, all of a sudden I got kicked in the nuts. That shit hurts, right? If you're wrong position, something like that, that nerve gets hit, and it feels like you get kicked in the nuts
Without being kicked.
without being kicked in the nuts because things are not in there how they were intended to be there. So that's one side effect that I've had for the last 10 plus years is if I turn or move the wrong way, those clips and all of that stuff down there, something triggers.
That's
and I'm
scary.
like, oh, okay,
That's
yep,
scary.
yeah, be careful.
So
be
no
careful.
tighty whities or boxer briefs.
Yeah. Well, they actually tell you for the first week or 2 to wear some tight shorts to keep everything together because they go in there.
No, so Drew, so what if your shorty now
Mhm.
doesn't want you to get it? Or for the fellas, if you do decide, what if your spouse or your partner or whoever you're with is like, nah, I kind of want to have kids. Like how do you
navigate that.
Yeah, like because it's your body, your choice, like you said, right? But if you're with someone and you guys may not have any kids, I mean, that's a tough situation.
So ultimately,
It's your decision,
so
yo.
ultimately,
Just-
it's your body, it's your choice,
Exactly.
True.
right? So a conversation has to be had because I don't want any more children.
Right.
And obviously, she doesn't want any more children, so I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do
Yeah.
at that point.
And from a birth control standpoint, it's actually a much easier procedure for a man to go through than for a woman to, have their tubes tied and stuff like that. So if if you're married and you guys don't want to have any more kids, the man should, take the responsibility, have the vasectomy. Because
Is it
for a
safer,
woman-
you're saying? Safer
yeah,
for-
it's safer. It's a much easier, much safer procedure on the body to, for a man to go.
I think we're
through
starting a
vasectomy.
trend here, guys.
Right.
Well, when I'm 85, I plan on having me a little boy.
But
Carry
I'ma
on
start
my
some shit
name.
right now. I'm gonna start some shit. We all know we can really pretty much control the level of repercussions that can happen if we have sex with someone unprotected. You have sex unprotected, I could have a baby. So I'm gonna just take that chance. What do you tell your children?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Are you gonna tell your children whoever doesn't want to have the baby should use protection?
I mean, when you give them advices.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I would give my son the advice of, listen, you take the responsibility for that.
Yes.
No, both ways, right? For children as well as, STDs, like until you're in a committed relationship, a monogamous relationship, you should be wearing protection.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my advice to my son.
Right. Because if you have a daughter and we don't know what our children think all the time, they might be in a phase where it's like, dang, I don't want to be in school. I want to have a baby.
Right.
And if you say, if you don't want to have the baby, use protection. If you
Right.
But if you do, hey, I want to have a baby at 17.
That's a good point.
So my parents said, if you don't want to have the baby, use protection. I want a baby.
At
Let's
18,
do it.
at 18, you off the books, homie.
Yo, I remember
You're
working
never
with kids.
The
Yeah.
kids
You
are
off
never
the
off
books.
the
You off
books.
the books.
Your
You
kids
off
are
the
never
books. You
off the books. Your kids are
Nah,
That's a
never
good
off
point,
the
though.
books.
Listen,
Yeah, they
listen.
never off the books.
You off the books.
You come from a Caribbean family.
You off the
You ain't off the books.
You ain't off the books.
Get yourself a
but
job.
you know who's on the books? Your grandbaby now. Yeah.
That's true. That
Your
is true.
grandbaby's
That's
on the
true.
books
That's
now.
True. That's true.
So,
That's true.
yeah, you can't be like, whoever don't want to have the baby, like, let's just do this shit.
Yeah, that's a whole
No, that's a
different.
good point.
You know
Just
what
real
I'm
quick, because I remember working with some youths.
Youths.
Them
youths.
Them youths that. And I remember one of the girls had gotten caught doing something with.
What the fuck? We both.
I think we're hacked, man. Extras in there.
Continue.
So one of the schoolgirls got caught having sex in school, right? So as a social worker, we're talking to the girl. Hey, listen, these are all the dangers. You can get pregnant, STDs, blah blah blah. Trying to scare her.
Right.
So took her to the nurse. Took her to get checked out. Everything.
Yeah.
So one of the teachers intercepted a note like 2 weeks later. Now this is how kids think now. So I'm thinking, okay, we did the right thing. We're trying to scare her into maybe she's having sex. She wrote to her man, hey, now I know where to get condoms and birth control.
Wow.
So to your point, it's like, what do you tell your kids? Because you're thinking like, okay, now I'm gonna educate you, but now they're like, okay, now this is even more reason for us to do it.
Once you get your first dose, the dam is open.
Yeah.
You're not putting that back in the box.
Yeah.
The box is open. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta, tell them not to go for the low hanging fruit. Tell them to protect themselves and hope for the best and be home. Like you said, like your daughter has a friend that you are not leaving with him.
Yeah, no.
Leaving them two alone at all.
No.
Ain't no experimentation going on here.
Come on, boy, we're going to the store.
Hey, yo.
Oh, but I just no. Come on. I need you to help me with this shit.
You
Come
need
on.
a can of water.
And it's like, remember when we all hung out like years ago, and I asked this question because I ask stupid questions, but it makes people think. I said, what would you rather? Would you rather your daughter be a lesbian in high school or not? And while I know you can't be a lesbian for a short amount of time, but let's say if she only dated girls in high school, would you rather that or rather her be a heterosexual? And I said, I'd rather her be lesbian, bisexual, only date girls in high school because I don't have to worry about teen pregnancy.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's-
for us that have girls, that's a concern
Yeah,
as a
so
parent. You don't
Teen
want-
pregnancy
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a big
I
concern.
talk to my daughter all the time. Ain't that girl cute?
That's a game changer, though.
Because you know what's crazy about teen pregnancy is that, Goran's, and I'm not, but I'm just saying, Goran's gotten a vasectomy, but hypothetically, if his daughter had a baby as a teenager, he might be raising another child, even though he's had a
You didn't sign
vasectomy.
up for that.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying, and
What
I'm
you
just,
gonna
I
do?
just,
Yeah, yeah.
same thing could apply to me.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean?
The
But I'm
grandparents
just,
get-
the grandparent thing,
Yeah,
right? Like,
absolutely.
so if your child is a minor and has a child, then guess what? You're pretty much raising another child as your
Especially
Those
grandchild.
parents promote teen lesbian
Those comments, Jamal.
Those are Jamal's comments and not that of the lame show.
Send your daughters. And the crazy thing about it is, because I've spoken to women, it goes down on the sleepovers, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the girls that have sleepovers with their friends, their female friends, some pussy's getting ate while you sleep.
Boy.
Mom,
Is it demon time already?
I'm serious.
this is not demon time. The sun is shining, my guy.
We gotta have a lame show after our show.
Yes.
Full demon time.
We might need to move this whole episode to the after
Most
hour.
women who are now bisexual, they will say they had their first lesbian sex experience on a sleepover with their friend.
That's a good point. I've heard that
They
before.
do.
I've heard that before.
When you wake up and your daughter's face look like a glazed donut, you know why.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to Drew on this one. Drew.
Turn his mic off. Can we lower his mic? Can we lower it?
Drew, what was the experience like with the doctor the first time you went in? You signed up for that. Cause what is it? It's like it's pre-check.
No, so what it is you go to a consultation,
Right.
right? And then once you're done with the consultation, he gives you, I think in New York State it's like 30 days
Making money.
where you can't do anything for 30 days to make sure that's what you want to do.
You
and
can't
then they
have
schedule the
sex, you
appointment.
can't-
No,
Oh no, you can have sex.
no, you can't do a You can't
Surgery.
have the procedure
You can't
done.
have the procedure done for 30 days. I think it's 30 days after your consultation.
Okay.
Then once the 30 days is up, you
So,
then
during the
you
consultation-
then schedule your consultation. I didn't go to consultation yet.
Okay.
I'm getting it next month.
Gotcha.
The consultation. Right. So basically, I probably will have the procedure sometime around September.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
real talk, the doctor will tell you if you go down this route, it's probably not going to be able to be reversed.
You said probably.
Yeah, I mean they can do the procedure, but it's not as
It's not 100%.
The success rate of a reversal is very low.
But you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Okay.
All right, but here's the other thing, that I don't know a lot of people talk about or know of, but some people had a kid who was sick, and the only way to help that kid was to have another kid. So if you stop yourself from having kids, there's a chance that you could be hurting more than just one life, because if you only have one kid and you had another kid, that other kid could, whether it's through plasma and things
be
like
a
that,
donor.
you could be
for
the donor
cancer
to the other
and
kid.
things like that.
So medically, you're actually, reducing, if God forbid, if something happened, if, let's just say you lost
That's a
kid.
scenario. That's a real
Yeah,
scenario.
that's a real,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
doctor
People
told me, a real scenario. He's like, listen,
Mhm.
if he walked me through it, he said, if your kids are no longer here, you can't make anymore. So then he goes, or if having another kid could help the other one, you can't have any kids anymore. So it's like you are doing something that's pretty final that not only impacts you and having future kids, but it impacts your current life and your current situation. So it's
And
a
your
serious
legacy.
decision. And your legacy.
I never heard that before.
Yeah. So that's
That's
real
kind of
talk.
scary. It's like having a donor car.
And that's why they make you wait 30 days
Got it.
before actually snipping.
So Drew,
Yes.
if once you get your snip, once you get snipped,
Mhm.
you meet somebody new, and they're like, "You gotta use a condom." Are you gonna say, "It's all right, baby, I'm snipped"?
No, I'm wearing a condom, sir.
Okay.
So, Drew, I gotta ask you a question because
Yeah, I got one.
you
for
and
too.
I are
Don't have
the
any.
only ones with only daughters.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Mhm.
So, do you have a brother or someone else that carries your name?
I have a
your
brother. We
namesake?
do not have the same last name, though.
Okay, so is carrying on your legacy important to you? Because I don't have a son to carry my name. You know what I mean?
So,
like if my daughter
here's the
has
thing.
kids. I'm just asking because
No, I know what
that
you're
I've
saying. I know
thought
what you're saying.
about.
I've
He's in my head.
thought about it. So, is the legacy in the last name or is the legacy in the bloodline?
Both,
It's a good
right?
question. It
Yeah, I
is a
think
good
it's
question,
both, yeah,
right?
right.
But
both.
you know,
So I'm not really hung up on the whole last name thing. It's more of the bloodline. Like, okay, those are my daughters and they'll have kids one day, hopefully. And, you know, hopefully I'll do great things to where they'll know who their great-great-grandfather is.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
My name don't mean-
But
No,
then-
it does. It does. But it's a thing.
Right,
It's a real
right.
thing.
It's a
What's,
real-
what's Pele's last name?
Pele's last name.
Pele?
But yo, so
that's a
real
place.
talk. So both of you are comfortable with never having a son.
I ain't getting no vasectomy. I
'cause
told
you're
you I'm
not-
gonna have a son. At 85, I'm gonna get an 85. I'm gonna have me a Wilson boy.
You're not guaranteed to have a son.
No,
Yeah,
you're not.
You're not.
And your son's
You
not
can try as
guaranteed
many times
procreate.
you
You
want.
can have
Keep
5
popping
more kids and
daughters.
they could all be girls.
Right.
So in
Right.
your relationships, you've been trying?
No, I'm not trying to have a son. I'm not. No, I'm comfortable with having my daughter.
So you pulling out?
Yes. Yes, I am,
done.
Jamal.
I'm pulling out.
Yes, I am, Jamal.
Yes, I am. After I'm done.
Once he is born,
Yes. Yes, I am pulling out,
But Key,
Jamal.
you know what's messed up? What if you have a son and he doesn't have any kids? Is with that he doesn't?
Then that messes the legacy up again, right? I just wasted
Or you could have a son who's gay and he never has kids.
So that should happen.
There
So
you go.
or you take him to DR and say, you get this right, son. Bring home a boy.
bring me a child.
Simba.
Give me a son. I need a grandson.
It's like, if this 300-pound motherfucker I work with went down there in 1 month and came back with a whole family, you can do it too. You can do it.
Nah, it's just something I've actually thought about it, but it's not that important to me to, you know what I mean? So it's not. But it's a thing. It's a real thing. You know what I mean? When you don't have a son.
Because
I
there
have-
are women that just want to have children
Yeah.
and won't give you the relationship
yeah.
that you
Right.
fear for.
Yeah.
But it's like
What
You
app
got-
is that?
babydaddy.com.
I mean, I have a son,
Seeking arrangements.
Yeah.
but
it's
you know-
seeking arrangements. Okay.
like we all talk about getting older and being alone, and you think about, well, if you had a daughter, your daughter was kind of guaranteed to take care of you as a dad, right? Son's a teen mommy,
From
right?
what I've seen.
Nah, I take care of my dad. My sister nowhere around. She's not
Oh,
trying
wow.
to wash him. She's
Boys
not
are
trying.
team
She's not
wives.
trying to wash him. I've had to wash my dad.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
my sister.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. But I feel like girls cater to their dads, you know?
You think that he would be hesitant to take care of you, like, or he wouldn't do it as well?
I don't think about that, but I'm going by the theory that, you know, daughters take care of their dads when they get older. You know,
Well, parents.
parents,
Mhm.
parents, right?
Yeah, because you know sometimes they have that instinct, right? That motherly instinct,
Right. So
whether it's up or down. Yeah.
you know, so if you're getting older and you might need to go get some appointments, your son might be too busy with his family, doing his own thing, you know. But
Your
I
daughter
mean,
might
I-
be busy being a mom to her children that she has to raise,
that's true. But most
and
of the
not
women
even
I've
living in the same state.
I haven't experienced that though. It hasn't been my experience. you know.
What has been your experience?
Most women I know take care of their dads, their daddy's girls. You know,
So-
I mean, yeah, that's a one-off, but for the most part, what I've experienced, you know,
Most women are nurturers.
Yeah.
So that's why you have.
That's what it comes down to.
That's why the nursing profession and the teaching profession is dominated by women.
Yeah,
because they
that's-
have that need
that's a
to,
real-
be-
that's a
to
real thing.
nurture.
Mhm.
Whereas men, we just go out there and go for the kill. Like we're not nurturers.
like
Yeah.
real talk, man. Would I take care of my parents? Yeah, of course I would. Would I?
I see you rushing to do that faster than your sis.
Right, but if I'm washing my dad, I may have to hire a nurse. I may have to use my insurance. Whereas, for example,
That's if they take your insurance.
For example, my grandmother, right, was strongest woman I know, right? She had blood cancer, right? Cancer of the blood. And we were trying to find some different ways to save her, right? She was cool. The minute the minute her sons had to take care of her, and
It is different, and I think it goes back to what Drew
checked out.
said.
Yeah.
you never. It was a rapid decline because she's used to take care of herself, and
Yep.
it was a different person. She just expired quickly.
So I think it definitely goes back to what Drew said. I witnessed my mother take care of her father, my grandfather, later on in life there, when, he took a fall, was
Right.
in the hospital,
Right,
ended up
right.
getting bed sores, and, and she was with him. She actually, brought him home from the, hospital/nursing home, and she took care of him right up until his passing, you know what I mean? But my dad will tell you, she did a lot for my grandfather in his, kind of bedridden days there and towards his finality. And even my dad has said, I don't know if I could have done what your
That's
mother
what I'm
did.
saying. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is. I think it is a nurturing thing, and I think women are more built to do that. So
Nurture. Yep.
yeah. So on that note, you guys want to wrap this one up?
Wrap it up.
Drew, you gonna take us out?
Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to The Lame Show. Check out past episodes on your favorite podcast platforms.
Yep.
Click the download button, hit that subscribe button,
Smash it.
Smash it.
and leave us a comment. Also, interact with us on all social media platforms. And if you'd like to buy us a drink to support the show, head over to buymeacoffee.com/The Lame Show. We're now accepting sponsorships for as little as $5 a drink or $10 per month. Also, we want to shout out to superfans who've been supporting our show since we started.
Thank you.
Take care.
See y'all Monday.
All right, later.
Say